Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever wondered how to get that sleek, modern look in your designs, where the background is nicely blurred and your images or text just pop, you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to create beautiful, customizable background blur effects in Figma. By the time we're done, you'll not only know the step-by-step process, but also understand how to make your UI truly stand out by making smart choices with blur and transparency. Alright, let's get right into it. Imagine you have your image or background ready in your Figma canvas. Maybe you want part of it to look frosted or have some text or a shape look like it's floating above a soft blur, like you see in lots of real-world apps and websites. Now you could go straight to the Effects panel, select Background Blur and crank up the blur amount, and technically that'll give you a blur. But often this alone doesn't look quite polished. The result might end up looking either too flat or just not integrated as nicely as you'd like in your design. So let me show you a method that'll give you more control and a much better end result. First, select the shape you want to use as your blur overlay. This can be a rectangle, a rounded rectangle, a circle, whatever fits your design. Think of this shape as your frosted glass panel. It's like placing a sheet of tinted glass over part of a window. Next, set a color fill for this shape. It really can be any color, but neutral tones like white or black with lower opacity usually work well because they're subtle and let the blur effect shine through. Go to the Fill option in your right-hand panel. Instead of leaving the fill at 100% opacity, dial that transparency down, maybe try around 30 or 40% to start. You want to see your background peeking through just a bit. Adjusting this transparency is key because it determines how much of your original image will show through and how strongly your blur effect will appear. Don't be afraid to play with these values. As an example, if you're designing something like a notification card, you might want enough blur to make the card legible, but not so much that you lose the character of your background. Once you're happy with the transparency, move on to adding the actual blur effect. With your shape still selected, scroll down in the right panel to the Effects section. Click the little plus sign to add a new effect and choose Background Blur. Now, by default, you'll see that the blur value is set to 4, but this is totally adjustable. Slide that blur value up or down and watch your design transform in real time. If you want a subtle, soft focus look, keep it lower. If you want a really frosted or diffused effect, go a bit higher. There's no single right value, it all depends on your design style and what's happening behind the blur. Don't worry if it takes a few tries to get the look just right, trial and error is completely normal, and honestly that's where the magic happens. At this point you should see your shape creating a beautiful blur overlay, letting the content beneath stay visible but softened, which helps your other elements stand out. If something doesn't look right, feel free to tweak the color, shape, or blur values until you're happy. And remember, this same trick can be used for UI elements like nav bars, cards, modals. It's super versatile. That's all there is to it. You're now ready to create eye-catching, professional background blurs in Figma for all kinds of projects. If you found this helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you have any questions or run into trouble, just drop a comment below. I'll be checking and I'm happy to help out. Make sure to subscribe for more Figma tips and design tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one.